Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make a basic portfolio using HTML5 and CSS. So right here you can see in my text editor that I already have my index.html file, my style.css, and my reset.css. So in here on the left hand side you can see basic portfolio, that's where my file is, and inside this file I have my assets folder, which contain my CSS folder and my images folder. But underneath, you can see I have my contact.html file, my index.html file, and my portfolio.html file. In my assets folder, you can see my CSS folder with my reset.css and style.css. Here, it's just images I've saved, and I'll also show you like where you can get cool images or icons, stuff like that. All right, so let's just start off quick. So here I already have pulled up the Meyer CSS reset. So all you have to do is copy this and then paste this code into your reset.css file. So the way you can get here is all you have to do is Google meyerweb.com, and you don't even have to type in this whole link, just do Meyer CSS reset. And right there. All right, and just quick, where I usually get my icons is Icon Finder right here. So they have icons you can pay for, but just for the sake of practice, I usually always just go for the free ones. So we can go to animals, and let's just do animal. Oh, whoops. You have to pay for those. Here, you can do free. And then, all right, all you have to do is click on the image, download PNG. I always do PNG. I don't really do SVG, but you can. I just prefer PNG. And just for the sake of like being artistic and stuff, and if you have time or want to, you can always go to Google Fonts too to change the font to any of these type of specific fonts that you prefer. All you have to do is copy this CDN and paste it into your heading tag in your head tags. So I'll show you. Let's just get our file started. All you have to do in VS Code, which is really cool, is just press Shift 1 to get that exclamation point, tab, and it'll give up this basic template of like how an HTML file should look. So between these head tags is where you put your links to your CSS. If you want to use Bootstrap, you put that in there, or your Google Fonts. Wow. Right there. So, and then here you just do this. You can copy and paste this into your p tag, your h1 tag, and your style.css, which is pretty cool. And Font Awesome is just something I use for icons. So you can go to Icon Finder or Font Awesome. Font Awesome, it's just a little different. I mean, they have free ones and stuff you can pay for. It's really like what you prefer. So let's get started on our code. So I'm just going to change this to our home page of our basic portfolio. And I'm just going to link our CSS files. So I'm going to do a relative path, and what that means is that all you have to do within these quotations is do a period / and it should show you. All right, so that's our reset. Let's go again, assets, CSS, and style.css. After that, we can get started. So let's get started on our header. And we're going to use an HTML5 header tag. And let's also give it a wrapper class. So a wrapper class is something that wraps around a single object to provide more functionality and an interface to the specific part that I'm going to be writing. So let's do an H1 for heading, and let's just do code Liwi. And let's also add in our nav. Should automatically, okay. And let's do an unordered list. You don't have to do an unordered list. I just prefer to do unordered list just for the sake of this lesson. So here let's do our list with an A tag, href, close that. Right, here let's do another relative path, index, and let's call it about. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. So this will be our portfolio, and this will be our contact. So portfolio, contact. All right, so that should be good. Closing tags are all there. Okay, now I'm going to do another wrapper class. All right, and here, so according to this image, I'm not going to follow this template exactly. I will still have this section, but I'm also going to put in a side section. All right, so let's do section. I'm going to give it an ID, left column. Here I'm going to do an h2 tag with about me. And underneath that, I'm going to put an image tag, our source. I'm going to go into my images folder and just pick one of the images I have. And just give it some text. Drawing of a tiger. And I'm just going to give it a class for now. Inline image. So that should be fine. After the image, I want 2 p tags. Here I'm just going to add in, actually, p tags there. Add in some lorem ipsum text in each one. Actually, I'm going to add one more just for the sake of like how it looks. So format should look prettier. There we go. So that's the end of this section right here. Now I want to add in the right column. So this will just be the aside section. And I'm going to give that an ID of right column. Here I'll have an h3 tag. It says, oops, connect with me. All right, so the h3 tag is done. Now I'm going to do another unordered list with another list with an a tag, href, I'm also going to do a target blank. So what target blank does is when you click on this link, which will be the image, src, it'll open up a new tab. It won't open up on that same browser that you're on for your basic portfolio. So our src, let's do assets, images, and let's go to coding. All right, so I'm just going to copy and paste this. Let's say 5 or 6 times. So I'm going to do 6, make it even. I think that's 6, yeah. All right, now I'm just going to change this. I think there's LinkedIn, Instagram, there's a Reddit one, forget. Oh, GitHub, duh. And I'm just going to do Netflix. All right, so those are all of our connect with me sites. There's the aside closing div. All right. So because this section won't be as big as our left column, so if this is our left column, our right column might be only like this big. So because of that, our footer will be, it won't be here at the bottom of the page. It'll somewhere be probably up here. So what we want to do is to fix that is add in a clearfix class. So let's do clearfix. All right, I'll also add in some notes here. So the clearfix class, it makes sure that anything below the two floated items, or not items, elements will be beneath them. And now let's add in our footer. And your footer can have links, lists, or you can just add in a simple copyright. So let's do copy 2019, and you can put your name or whatever you want down here. All right, so that's all done. Let's check out the site. Ooh, looks gross, but we can fix that. I'm gonna get rid of this. I think I'm gonna change it to one of those other ones. See if I can figure out GitHub Ishmael. I'm just gonna do another GitHub. All right, so now we can do our style.css. Oh, reset. I'm not sure if I explained it, but I'll just explain it again. So the reset.css, so what that is that it's to reduce browser inconsistencies in things like default line heights, margins, font sizes of headings, stuff like that. Right, so let's do for everything, box sizing. Let's do border box. So what a border box is with this we can change the box model to what was once the different way, where an element specified width and height aren't affected by padding or borders. Now we're going to add in our body. Let's do background. Let's add in our URL. Whoops. Let me see. I don't think I need quotations, but if I do, I'll just go back and put them in. So remember on our index page, to do a relative path, I only added one period and one forward slash, but here you can see if I do that, I can only access my reset.css because here I'm stuck inside my CSS folder. I want to get out of that. So to do that, double period. Go right to images and background. Oh wait, let's say repeat. So repeat is just in case like the image isn't large enough to cover the whole page, so it'll just repeat. But this is all on one line. What you can do is separate it into two lines, but here you have one less line of code. So you can do background image URL, same thing, images background, and here you do background repeat, repeat. Either or, doesn't matter. Right, so after that, we're gonna do a font family. Let's do Arial. And let's also do overflow auto. And let's also do a font color 777. Now we want to do our 8 heading tags. So H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. So let's do a font family of Georgia. Let's also do a color of, let's do a nice teal color, and let's make the font weight bold. Okay, now we can move on to our header. Header, let's make the background white, and let's give it a border bottom. Border bottom, let's make it 3 pixels solid, and let's also do a gray color. And let's also do a margin bottom. Margin bottom, let's make it 30 pixels. You can always like change it if it's too much. So header, now I'm going to do header h1. Let's make this background that teal color. Let's also make the font color white. And display inline block with a padding of 30 pixels and a font size of 30 pixels. I think that's good for the header. All right, let's move on to the nav section. So the width we want, let's make it 300. And we're gonna float that to the right. Let's give it a margin top of 35 pixels and align the text center. Alright, so 300 pixels, float right, nav. Okay, so after that, we're gonna get more specific. Let's do nav ul li. So this is a list in the unordered list, which is in the nav. And let's display inline. Display inline. Alright, so now we're gonna go into specific of the A tags in the list. So nav ul li a. So here, you don't have to write this all out just like this. You can actually write it out as nav a. I just want to be really specific so I can recognize like what's what, where it belongs, stuff like that. So let's make the colors of the font. Actually, no, not gray. Let's do dark. Let's make the font size 18 pixels. And we're going to give it a padding of 5 pixels top and bottom and 15 left and right. So what this means is padding. So I can have 5 pixels on the top, 15 pixels on the right, 5 pixels on the bottom, 15 pixels on the left. So it goes top, right, bottom, left. Here's just shorthand for the same exact thing. Right. So padding's there. Let's give it border right. Let's give it 2 pixels solid, and I'm gonna make it teal. Okay. And we're also gonna give a text decoration none, so it doesn't have that underline underneath the text. But here I'm gonna comment it out so you can see like what it is without it, or yeah, without it. All right. So here's our heading. Looks pretty good. This line under about, portfolio, and contact. So I'm gonna uncomment that out, and then here you can see it'll be gone. There you go. Looks good. But here on the right hand side, we don't actually need this border since there's nothing actually to the right of it. We also don't need that padding as well. It just makes it look pretty gross. So let's fix that. Here you can do nav ulli colon, say colon, I think, yeah. It'll be last child, all right? So your A tag, and let's do border right none, and then padding right none. So here, our last child is the child of the unordered list tag. So here it's just showing right above our nav tag, and then our ul, and then our li. This is the last child of this list, of this ul. Here you can see on our index HTML. Oh, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Here's our nav. This is the child of the nav, the unordered list. The child of the unordered list is this list. This is its last child right here. So it has no border and on the right and no padding on the right. Now let's finish this up by adding some style to our paragraphs. Let's do a font size of 16 pixels. Let's also do a line height of 22 pixels. Whoops, not line break. 22 pixels and a margin bottom of 20. Right, so that should be good for that. So that's our p tag. Here we want to do our footer as well. So footer, let's give it a background of, let's do 6. All right, and let's also give it a border top. So this border top will be this teal color right here. Let's also specify, let's make it 5 pixels, solid, and the teal color. Let's also make the font color nice gray, and let's align the text to the center. Let's give it a padding of 40 pixels. And let's also give margin top 30 pixels. All right, let's see how that looks. All right, there's our footer. Nice and pretty. And our header's there as well. All right. Now let's move on to all the classes that we made. So all the classes will be like wrapper, inline image, what else? And our IDs of right column, clear fix, and where is it? Left column. There we go. So footer's done. Now let's move on to our class. So let's start with wrapper. Let's give wrapper a width of 960 pixels and margin 0 top and bottom and auto left and right. And now we're gonna, actually, let's see how that looks. Should, yep. Beautiful. Now let's start with the inline image, which is the tiger. All right. Float that left. And let's also give it a margin of 0, 15, 15, and 0. Margin top 0, 15 on the right, 15 on the bottom. Oops, that's not it. 15 on the bottom and 0 on the left. All right, and let's also give it a border. Let's make it 1 pixel, solid, and let's also give it a gray or dark gray. All right, let's see how that looks. And nothing happened. All right, something's wrong. Inline image. It should work for the tiger. Inline image. Okay, so here I spelled out image, like right here. In the style.css, I did the shorthand for image. All right, so save that. Should show. All right, beautiful. All right, so inline image is done. Now let's work on the clear fix. Yep, clear fix. Yeah, that should be right. Okay. Clear fix, let's just display block it. And let's clear both. Now let's work on our IDs. So our IDs for left column and right column. Let's give it a background white and a padding of 25 pixels. And also a border. Let's do 2 pixel solid, and let's give it that nice gray color. Alright, so now we're going to move specifically to the left column. Let's do left column. Let's give it a width of 650. And let's float that left. Now we're going to go to the H2 heading for the left column. So left column H2. Let's give it a font size of 24 pixels. A padding 15 top and bottom. Padding of 15 pixels top and bottom and 0 left and right. And then let's also give it a margin bottom of 20 pixels. And a border bottom. So the border bottom will be that nice gray line right there. Border bottom, let's make it 2 pixels solid, and there we go. So let's check it out. Whoa, looks good. So we have our About Me section, border bottom, our inline image, and the lorem ipsum text. All right, let's go back. Now let's work on the right column. Our right column, let's give it a width of 270. And let's float that to the right. And that should be good. Now let's work on the heading for the right column. So right column, H3. And we're going to give it a font size of 20 pixels. And let's also do a padding top and bottom 15, 0 left and right. Let's also give it margin. It's actually the same thing as the left column, H2, so I'm just going to copy and paste this. So we have a margin bottom of 20. Let me move that up. There we go. Margin bottom of 20, border bottom 2 pixel solid, gray. So save that, check it out. So this part should change. Beautiful. Wow, looks good. So now we just gotta fix that. So H3. Now we gotta do our unordered list. So let's right column, unordered list. Here we're just gonna say text, line, center. So even though in this section there isn't any text, just the images, the icons that I have right there, this actually works on the images too. So here you can see that they just moved to the middle. Now we're also going to do right column, ULI, and let's display these inline block. Then after that, let's change the size of these images, but let's go back. Okay, so the images themselves are a little too big, so we're going to change the size of them. So let's do right column, ULI, IMG image, and let's make sure the width is just 60 pixels. All right, 60 pixels right there. All right. So we have our GitHub, LinkedIn, all these other links. So you see that I just clicked on it and it brought me to a new tab. So I haven't actually connected it to a hyperlink reference. So it's just bringing me back to this home page. But as you can see, we have our great heading, Code Louis, About, Portfolio, and Contact. Here we don't have our border right or padding right anymore. Here's the About Me section and our footer and our connect. So I hope you guys liked the video. Please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.